Not gonna do that.
I'm opening the audio of the stream because that was incredible. Throw her. She's a loser. Bully her. You should be
Throw
an
her into the
asshole.
sun.
Yes.
I don't have access to the sun, but I have access to something arguably just as powerful.
Me without throw anything feet.
A fire breathing dragon.
Oh my god, that's right, the fucking dragon!
Do not forget about the dragon.
You do not forget.
Yeah.
Dragon.
Dragon.
Fear of what I have in my back pocket.
Yes.
Yeah,
If you forget about the dragon, you will.
Because of a certain dragon and another certain DMPC.
Listen, they had shit to work out.
She's too
We
friendly.
could have done it when we landed. Okay, fine, whatever.
Malvir's extremely friendly.
Nobody crashed.
Andy would have a fucking field day with her. She's stupid, and I really mean that with like a strength. I mean,
I mean that
actually,
with a capital S.
her intelligence is 13. Okay, but she's really wise. She's just stupid, and she has like low strength.
Bold of you to assume that any of our characters are like high in their intelligence stat.
I'm a high-end character.
No, you're not.
I
You have 11 intelligence.
I'm smarter than you.
That's still double digits.
I have 15 intelligence, so
Dale is the one intelligent one. Like Kirith has 14.
Seriously?
Look at him. It gave him anxiety.
Yeah. Kirith has 14, Dale has 15.
Jesus.
Brain is so smooth. All the
Yeah.
thoughts
You're
roll off of
saying
it.
Earth is smarter than me.
The only thing Grimorian's good at is strength and charisma. That's it. Everything else, he's a stupid poo-poo head. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Wyndburgh. This is session 47, and I'd like to introduce you all to a brand new player. Brand new character. Locke. Why don't you say hi?
Hello.
Yeah, so
so
Locke is our newest member of the party. She plays a character by the name of Malvyr. Fauna. Malvyr is a fairy cleric, Twilight domain, and according to Locke, Malvyr is a big poo-poo stupid dinky head.
Yes, thank you. Very good.
You can launch into the sun.
As you can tell, we don't have the proper assets for Malvyr yet. We will have it for next episode. Right now, we're using.
No, it's terrible face claim. God, don't zoom in.
We're using other assets, temporary assets for now. We'll have our Hero Forge made. We'll have all the stuff made by next session. So everyone, make sure to welcome Locke into the Wyndburgh Wardens. I'll figure out exactly how she comes in a moment, and I have an idea. I'm going to text it to you, Locke, right now. Also, Emily's saying that my audio is clippy as fuck. Is that true?
Yeah.
This is true fact.
What is happening? What type of clippy are we talking about?
A little buzzy.
I think no.
It's not as bad as like
It's the same thing that happened like when you first bought your new mic and you were like, oh, why is it making that like buzzy, clippy, like overtone noise? And it's like blah blah blah, and then you fixed it, and then you didn't, and then you fixed it again, and then you didn't. Now we're back to not fixing it.
I really love
Interesting.
Whatever you did.
That's my favorite.
Like, are you sure that it's actually happening? Because I can't hear it. When
it's coming on our end too.
Well, I think it just might be Discord.
Oh, so if it's Discord, that's
okay. I have an idea. I have an idea. Hold on. I know what I need to close and then open again. It's audiodg.exe. Give me a second.
time to renew my Commander Rod subscription.
Yippee.
You have to renew it manually? I have that shit on auto go. I do that shit on
I don't think it lets me.
Hard is it to move?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now that's a million times better.
I have Crisp and they take like $5 from me every month.
One tablet a month helps remove odor-causing residues and grime. It's formulated.
What?
C. Maintain a
What is that?
Okay.
What does
What
that
are you
sound?
watching, Emily? What about odor and
Can I see?
grime?
Can
What
I
is
see?
happening?
I want to see.
I have no idea what's
I
happening.
opened up Ron's
Yes.
fucking stream, and
Oh.
it was like a Rinvoke commercial or something.
I want to see. I want in. Can I share?
Oh, two hot guys kissing. Thank you for the
Yeah.
follow.
Nice.
Who is that?
It's too hot guys
It's-
kissing.
Is my audio still fucked up, or is this better?
No, it's good.
No,
It's good.
Two hot guys.
Two hot guys kissing.
Two trucks.
Don't forget. Oh, Emmy, thank you very much for your follow, for your subscription. I appreciate that. That's 24 months, 2 years worth of resubscriptions. I love you very much. Thank you.
Only 29 months.
Okay, here we go.
I mean,
Tired
you
of all
got him
the
in the
ads?
divorce, so.
Want a break from the ads?
Want a break from the ads?
Well, yes.
I hate ads. I don't like them.
I love ads. I love watching.
Let me just stroll into the Commander Rod stream real quick.
There we go. So everyone, as I was saying before, Locke is our newest member. She's gonna be playing Malvir, the fairy. She's also a cleric, and according to her, Malvir is very, very stupid, silly baby head. I'm very excited to see how this works, and Locke, I'm going to text you right now. What do you think?
Anybody else? Is
Oh
anybody
my
else
God.
looking for Rod here as well?
Oh, you know what? Let's do it. Yeah. Oh no. Well,
All right.
yeah.
What did you say, Yek?
It's. I think the clippiness came back again.
Is
Oh,
it
It's
back?
bleeding on. It's only on stream, I think, isn't it?
Is it? What the
No.
fuck? Why is this
No.
happening?
Isn't it?
Is
I-
it?
No, it's
What
fine.
the fuck? Why is this
Yeah,
It's
happening?
good, isn't it?
I was like,
Is
now it's
that-
good.
It's good
Okay.
here.
You're normal now.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't be
Normal now.
happening. Okay. If you say I'm normal, then I'm normal.
Wait,
Take your normal pills, Grandpa.
No.
It like comes like okay, so it
It's
like
very
sometimes
sporadic.
comes in and it comes out, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
I find this strange and curious.
Because it should have been fixed. Huh.
It's gaslighting us every
It
time.
won't let me
it's
flex.
fine.
There. I'm gonna try it like this. Maybe it will work.
Okay, that is so much better.
Oh, Zar, thank you for gifting a sub. I appreciate that. You don't-
Get
you
your
didn't
money
have
up,
to.
Not your funny.
Okay.
I like money and funny.
The last time we were here, we had this huge battle in the great courtyard of Castle Magna. And here you guys battled the Almectomatons, which are these guys right here, the husks. And as the last sergeant of the Almectomatons was destroyed, was about to be destroyed, you all heard a voice coming from the one remaining sergeant. And Baron Cesare Scarlatino appeared at the last moment to help you guys. And he revealed that the people behind this attack had been members of the coalition. As time has passed throughout today, night begins to set, and Cesare approaches you after this big fight, and he says, "Now that the National Congress will happen tomorrow, you have time to rest. You will also be appointed a public defender to represent your wants and needs. You are welcome to stay inside Castle Magna itself, or you may take up residence in one of the inns around the city. Which will you prefer? And this goes for everyone.
So, sorry, what was the options again?
He's giving you the option to stay either in Castle Magna itself, the great castle where he works, or stay in one of the inns scattered across the city.
I'm staying in one of the inns.
Okay.
I too am staying in an inn. I don't really want to sleep in the same room as a vampire. Very scary.
I was like, really? Like, seedy tavern or literal castle? Like, castle.
You're taking the castle, Ethel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mutter your funeral.
Really?
As soon as you say that,
I don't know what I'm
Ethel, Kirith turns over to you and she's like, I'm going with you as well. I'm not missing the chance to sleep in the castle once again. It's been a very long time for me.
She gets it.
I don't exactly sleep, so, come on, guys, you're making this difficult for me. I don't know where to spend the night.
Again, seedy tavern or literal castle.
I suppose the castle will do.
I flip off Saltbrook and Dale.
I return the flip off to you.
Just roll my eyes. Childish.
I deserve some childishness. I am over 100 years old.
That is true.
No.
Okay. Saltbrook and Dale, there are a few different taverns in town. As of now, the one you know that allows for lodgings is Apollo's Imports, the cat.
Yeah, I'll stay with the cat. That's fine.
Wait, that was an inn?
Instant regret on the choice.
Yep.
That's fine.
Considering the fact that that cat probably hates me, is there anything else?
Does he? Where did that come from?
Well, I did insult his intelligence by bribing him with a piece of meat.
I mean,
Yuck being
I'm
racist.
sure if you apologize. Have you tried apologizing?
Fine, I'll go and apologize. 'Cause if I try to shape change to something else, I'm pretty sure he's gonna see through it. So
There's a chance. He's a very smart cat.
yeah. Well, I can try.
Rex turns around and looks at you guys and is like, I think I'm gonna go with you guys. I'll just... Soft beds are not really my thing. I prefer the city tavern.
Yeah,
All right.
just I'm a little bit tired of or I'm not really comfortable around royalty, and I sort of just like glare at Cesare.
Not royalty. Not anymore. I thought I made that pretty clear. He has a bit of a nervous smile on his face.
Sure.
Who is in the goddamn litter box again? Motherfucker.
It's Apollo. He's right there.
Suppose.
His, his shop's name
didn't know
changes
it was
to
an
be
alien
called the litter
spot.
box.
Oh, that'd be
That's
a little bit
cute.
too on the nose, don't you think?
I mean, it's like someone
I think
calling it the toilet.
The shit.
I would. What?
Exactly, it's the shit.
So, if you'll allow me. And he sort of motions for you all to go with him as the others make their way to the...
Yes, my vampiric liege. Okay, hold on.
Yep.
The fuck? What are we doing?
One of her cats is probably in the litter box, fucking shit up.
Tonight
I'm
on,
shitsing?
I'm gonna brown!
What?
I'm shitsing!
What?
You were gonna say, Yick?
Yeah, no, no, never mind.
Which he could not
No,
escape.
Yeah,
go
just
for it.
keep
Go
it
for
going.
it, Yak. Go for it, Yak.
On tonight's session of Wyndburgh Wardens, the writer's barely disguised fetish.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
That is every episode.
True.
You know this to be true.
No idea.
I have a giant strong woman called Celestine who beats the shit out of other people and has a southern accent. Do you really think it's thinly disguised?
Yeah.
No, I said barely disguised. But
Thank
yes.
you. I don't disguise my fetishes, boy.
Well, neither do I, but anyway.
Well, you're the bard. Of course you don't.
Neither do I just don't fucking tell you any.
As if I can't see through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start with you guys first. Yek and Solbrook. As you guys make it...
Remember to spay and neuter your bards.
Joke's
As
on you, I
you-
can just make a new one.
Can you, though?
I'm pretty sure I can.
If you got an
Like, if
arm
you lose a body
removed,
part,
you can just shapeshift into having it again? I don't think you can.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how
Okay,
changelings work.
it is now, bitch.
Because, like, you get an arrow through your head and you immediately shapeshift into something else that doesn't have an arrow through their head.
Well, no, it's the fact that I will still, if I try to shape change, I'll still shapeshift with a head.
Okay. But if you... Exactly, so if you don't have an arm, how are you going to shapeshift a whole new arm?
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't think you can. Anyway, you get to the entrance of Apollo's Imports, and he's sitting by the windowsill, getting ready to end the day. You see that his fur is a bit poofed up. His ears are slightly pinned back, almost like little dragon ears. Dale, give me animal handling.
Sure. Let me just take out my dice. That is not the dice that I need. Okay, there we go. Animal handling, you said?
Yep.
Okay, give me one moment. That's one that I don't usually use.
But you do have a +4 to it, so it should be okay.
I do have a +4. I don't remember the bonus because I rarely use animal handling. That is a 9 + 4.
Okay.
So 13.
So a 13. With a 13, as you look at his poofed up hair and the way his ears are sitting, this is the telltale sign of a cat that is stressed. It seems that the battle outside has done its fair share of stress to our furry friend.
Okay, can I telepathically talk to, sorry, what was the cat's name again?
Apollo?
Apollo, yes. I can, I think I can teleport, telepathically. Yeah, it just needs to know a language.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. I can use telepathy on Apollo.
What do you say?
Just like, yeah, using like another voice that I haven't used before. Just like, hey, buddy, is everything okay?
Ah, you again. Yes, I'm fine. I am no stranger to action. Unless you were doing me the honor of speaking to me directly instead of waving a piece of meat around. Why the change of heart?
Well, I just wanted to formally apologize, since I need a place to stay.
Not the best of apologies. I will accept it.
But it is honest.
Next time you are apologizing to someone, don't tell them that you're doing it because you need something. But you are charming, so apology accepted.
I thought you would like the straightforwardness as a merchant.
I do appreciate it. So it is 3 of you. There were more of you before. What of the others?
They decided to, stay at Castle Magna.
And why have you not?
It's a long story.
A long story and a long night ahead of us. Your rooms will be to the left on the end of the staircase. It will be 40 gold from each of you.
Alright. I'm not gonna try and swindle this guy again.
A good idea. Yeah.
Very good idea.
choice.
All right, so it's 40 gold each, right?
Yep.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna put an extra 5. There we go. Boop. So I put in 45 gold.
Okay. Czar?
I will hand the man his gold.
Okay. Rex has no money, by the way.
All right. I'll
He
also pay for
he just sort of like looks
Oh.
down at himself and is like, yeah, I just got to this dimension a while back and I have no money.
Yeah, I just hold up I hold up my hand to Rex. Is like, don't worry, I got it.
You say you are not from this plane of existence, yes?
Yeah, I'm from like a place filled with trees and like big animals that look like me.
We call those dinosaurs.
Okay. I come from a place like that.
Fascinating. You will allow me to take a scale from your skin so I may analyze it further, yes?
And he sort of just gives you, Czar, and you, Yek, a look like, is this normal?
Are you accepting that as payment? I ask Apollo.
A hard bargain, but yes, I will take it.
Just sort of shrug, and it's like, whatever. Better than spending 40 gold again.
Okay, sure.
Where would it hurt least?
And you see Rex sort of like turning himself slightly to the side and showing his flank. Under my armpit, that's like, those are the least sensitive ones because they're constantly chafing.
I
feel like that would be
see.
the most sensitive.
You see Apollo with his tiny cat paws just like pinch and pull a small little scale off of his flank.
Well, go on. I'll have more about this later. Have a good night. And if you require anything, do seek me out.
And you see Apollo making his way to the back of his shop, where there's a small workshop table with big lenses, and he seems to place the Rex's scale behind the lenses, and he seems to be analyzing it. Is there anything you would like to do before going to sleep?
That be considered insight or handle animal on what exactly his intention is with that scale?
Before you finish, I do have to dip out for now. I may or may not be back. I don't know.
That's okay. It is what it is.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Saltbrook turns into an Easter egg as punishment.
He probably had too much to drink. Same thing as last time. If you want to figure out what his intentions are behind the scale, I would say before a roll, you can ask him if you want.
All right. I'll ask him what exactly does he intend to do with that scale?
I see peoples of many places, many origins, many destinations in my imports. Rex, your friend, is very unique. I've yet to see a lizard folk like him. I'm no stranger to lizard folk, of course, but I am a stranger to this realm he calls home. If my suspicions are correct, I might be able to point them in the right direction to return home. However, if they are wrong, then he is something new, something I've never seen before. And if that is the case, I would like to catalog him, to write down where he comes from and where he is going. It pays to know who people are as a merchant.
To know them as a potential customer or a threat or both?
You tell me, Rogue. A potential customer is always a threat.
Fair. Although most of the time he just keeps summoning chickens.
Magic is not uncommon in the other realms. However, for his magic to be backfiring as it has, there might be something there. Is there anything else you would like to know, Rogue?
If there's anything else I also like keeping information, so anything, any, revelations, kindly tell me.
As you wish.
And he turns around and he continues to examine and study the scale through his lenses. Anything else before you go to sleep?
I think that should be it.
Okay. As you look out the window into the realm of Magna, you see militia guards approaching the destroyed bodies of the automatons. There's a somberness to how they treat, there's a solemnity to how they treat these bodies. They carry them very delicately and very cautiously. And as silently as they take these bodies away, you see other automatons taking the places of where those were before. Keeping silent but constant guard over the streets of Magna. We then go to you, Ethel. As you all make your way through the streets of
Oh
Magna.
yeah, I'm the only player character in this group.
Yeah, you are.
Nice.
Not for long, don't worry.
Oh no.
As you make your way towards Castle Magna itself, you are joined by Azaria. So, lassie, were you in the middle of all that?
Yeah, and she kind of just like brushes it off, but like, I'm gonna need to see that dwarf friend of yours.
Wolfgar? What in the nine hells could you possibly want with him?
Reasons, and she like waves her off with a hand.
Right. Cracked this one. Every time. Been completely insane ever since I met her. And she's talking to Kirith and Grim. Oh, absolutely. She's completely stupid and insane. That's why I like her. As you make it to the front of Castle Magna itself, you see several citizens. Some wearing very nice outfits, others wearing very common clothes, some of which are not dirty, but slightly tattered secondhand clothes, turning in for the night and entering the castle as if, with no regard for who they might be or what they might do. People just enter as if this is their home as well. And as you walk in, you are met once again with that very expansive foyer. And as you walk inside, you see floating off the ground, struggling with papers and seemingly very distraught, a small fairy floating off of the ground with papers and folders in her hand. She seems to struggle with all of this, seems to be very distraught. And you hear Cesare stops in front of all of you and speaks to this fairy.
Ah, Mrs. Fauna. It is good to see you here.
Oh, greetings. It is good to see you as well. I'm a bit, as you can see, struggling a bit here. Greetings to you lots, you lovely, lovely lots.
I believe Miss Malvere here will be your publicly appointed defender for the National Congress of tomorrow.
I knew it.
I am so pleased to be a public defender. It's my first time. Can you believe it? My first time.
Great.
Right.
Why do we need a defender when we're not defending against anything?
You will be pleading your case in front of the National Congress of Magna. It would do to have someone who knows the laws of the land to support you, yes.
Right, yeah.
See, you're like nodding eagerly in the back.
Should I call you Malvir or Fauna? Which one do you prefer?
Malvir. Yeah.
Okay.
Malvir, yes.
So, Malvir, in front of you stand three people you've never seen before. One of them you've met Izaria, this elf ranger. But in front of you stands a tiefling, a warforged, and a wood elf. The warforged, you have never seen something like this. The tiefling, you've heard stories about tieflings before, but to see one in the flesh is quite unnatural. As for the wood elf, there's something about this woman that feels off. She's not like other wood elves you've met before.
He's not like other girls.
Malvir is extremely intimidated, and she's kind of like edging backwards a bit and trying to hide behind the massive stack of papers she's kind of carrying in her hands.
Hello, I'm Grimorian. Very nice to meet you. And you see this 7.5 foot tall warforged man, wide as a brick shithouse, eyes glowing yellow, and he's just speaking, like looking down at you, towering over you. He's like, "Hello, very good to meet you. What's your name?"
Hi, my name is Malvia Fauna. I don't know if I stated that before. You're very tall.
Thank you. And you're very short.
I would be considered above average height from where I come from, but I digress.
Oh, me too. Most warforged are slightly around Ethel size, and he points over to Ethilden, who's right next to him.
Ah, Warforged? I don't believe I'm familiar with the term.
Oh, yeah, hold on. You're probably more used to this. And you see him change his appearance, and he becomes what looks to be a flesh and blood human man. Just suddenly, he just changes. There we go.
Terrifying. Amazing trick. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Is this
Did she say
normal
it's
for you?
Did she say it's No, it's something I picked up once I made it to Faerun. She turns over to you, Ethel. He turns over to you, Ethel. He says, am I terrifying? Like, is it true? I
A
don't think
7 foot tall man made of metal. She just kind of looks back up at him.
I'm very sorry for scaring you, miss.
Malvia. Well, if you're going to say my name. You're perfectly fine. She'd wave her hand, say, you're alright. I can get used to this, eventually, at some point. I'm just a little, unnerved. I get unnerved easily, Everybody gets unnerved, when you see a big spider or a 7 foot tall mechanical person. But it's nothing against you. I assure you I am no prejudiced sort. I actually have a sibling who has two. She'd pause and say, "Well, 2 arms is normal, isn't it?" Yeah. I only
Yes.
have 2 arms. Okay.
My father has 4. It's very fun,
Oh.
very impressive. I don't know how he did it, but he has 4 arms.
Well, I'm glad for him. Well, who would be the rest of all of you? I believe I didn't get your names.
Ethel, go for it.
No, like, well, I was trying to do it, like, earlier, but it's okay. She, like, smacks him in the arm, and she's like, what did I just say about giving your name to the Fae? Like...
I
Oh,
don't steal names.
oh.
Such my sister's ordeal. I won't steal your name. You'll still be able to speak it upon your tongue.
Oh, you're a fae? That's amazing. Oh, hold on. You see him pull out a small journal, and he starts, like, sketching things. No, go on. Keep going. Don't mind me.
Okay. All right. Very, I guess, scholarly sort. Yes, I'm not a stealer of names. I'm not a trickster. I only trick a few times a month, so I wouldn't classify as a trickster. I am not malicious. I cast no curses, no spells, no boons, no roots. None of them.
Sounds
I'm
like
not
something a boon-giving, spell-casting, curse-giving fae would say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't
I'm
know enough.
joking. I'm joking. I'm Kirith. It's very good to meet you, Miss Malvern.
Oh, it is splendid to meet you as well. She kind of just shake.
Yes, Kirith immediately puts her hand out, and she has this very, very, very soft red skin. Is like way too soft for what she should be, and the tips of her horns glow this like yellow light. This very long white hair, similar to yours, Malvir. And she's like shaking her hand. She's like, I like this one.
You are very interesting looking. Oh my goodness, I think I've heard about your kin a little bit, but not really much more than stories and rumors. I'm glad to see one of you in the flesh.
I'm glad to be in the flesh. It's just a
Aren't we all?
little joke. You know how it goes.
Yes, yes. Who would be the other?
I'm a Thilden, and I have business with your Baron. And she kind of
Oh?
like walks towards Cesare to like start a conversation.
Oh, not really much.
You'll forgive Ethildred. She's the more blunt of the group. She doesn't mean any harm, I assure you.
Well, I didn't think she meant any harm. I just thought I might have been a bit grating. She kind of nervously back up. I'll stop talking now. I'm a bit of a chattermouth.
You have something to tell me. Go on.
Just in your foyer.
We could go to my dwellings or my office. Which would you prefer?
And she just kind of like looks around. It's like anywhere that isn't here. Anywhere that is away from those golems.
All right, fine.
And you see, he starts making his way up the stairs. You walk for a little bit until you arrive at this beautifully decorated room with several beds. It seems very ad hoc compared to how the rest of the castle looks. And he opens this set of double doors that lead into the circular room. Behind you, Malvir has been following you guys alongside Azaria. And you see Ethel sitting next to a window, a tall woman, slightly shorter than you are, but tall for human. She turns around, big smile on her face, and she runs to meet Cesare as he enters the room. Hello, darling.
Hello, my love. It's very good to see you today.
It is a blessing, as always, to see you, my love. And who might these be? And Cesare turns around and introduces all of you.
Wyndburgh Wardens, please meet my wife, Baronisa Elena Scarlatina.
These are the Wyndburgh Wardens. I've heard much about all of you. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. And Ethel, you notice that this woman's skin is extremely pallid. I'm talking extremely pallid. She wears this golden wreath of leaves around her head, and her blonde hair, this platinum blonde, falls all the way down to her waist. And she walks over to all of you. And she gives a small curtsy. You must be Theoden, correct?
Yes. And she kind of like awkwardly extends a hand.
She essentially receives your hand and cups it, and with her other hand she places it on top of yours. She holds your hand with both of hers. There's a very warm smile on her face, and there is a weariness in her eyes. There's a tiredness that you can see. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, Missy Thilden. You must be Kirith Rasadi, correct? I don't remember giving you my last name, but yes. Daughter of Aragon Terasadi. Hell King, yes? Whoa, okay. That, yes. What? How do you know you know my dad? Yes, I do. Don't worry, you are safe here. I know tales of the missing princess and the missing heir to the throne, and I have no intention of aiding the Hell King. So please, relax. You are safe. Okay. Whew. Stressful. Very stressful when they bring up my dad. Do you have water? I'll go get some water. And you see Kirith like sees a small little bar. Almost like a mini bar on the corner. She's like, I'm going to drink some water now. I'll talk to you in a moment. And you see her just like pouring herself some water. Like her hands are a bit shaky. Just the mention of her dad like this puts her off very much.
That's not water.
And she then looks over at Grim. And you do not need to maintain that form in my presence. You know that, yes? Oh, right. Sorry. And Malvir, Ethel, you both see him release his glamour. You sure you're not put off by the appearance? No, not at all. Warforged are very much welcome here. You and pretty much every other humanoid race in the realms. I don't understand why you would choose to hide your identity. Ethel and Malvir, give me perception checks for both of you.
Okay.
And if you succeed a DC 12, give me an insight check.
Oh, okay. Is it 23? Beat it? Yeah.
I'm waiting for my sheet to load. Hold on. My Wi-Fi is god awful. Okay. Perception?
Yeah, perception first.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay.
Well,
An 8 from you, Malvir?
yeah, that would be an 8, you know.
Malvir, you are still sort of mesmerized with Miss Elena. She is sort of she's sort of a celebrity in the realm of Magna. She is known as Our Lady of Mercy. She is a patron of the arts, a patron of all those that need assistance. She's the patron of the weak, essentially. And to be in her presence is rare. She is a very private, reserved person. Ethel,
Malvier's gonna eagerly bob up and down in the air and like clasp her hands together like she's like fangirling right now.
put an inspiration on your page, Malvir.
Yes.
Ethel,
Fuck you.
you see something on Grim. There is you pass the perception and then you pass the insight. You give me a 22 for insight.
Mm-hmm.
There is an extremely deep sorrow in his eyes as she asks this question of, why do you choose to hide? And Grim responds, you are a very kind woman, Mrs. Carlatino. My people refer to all non-warforged as organics, and I assure that is not a derogatory term, it's simply a factual term. We have a very cultural distrust for organics in positions of authority, so you will forgive the instinct to not allow an organic in a position of authority to see me as I truly am. And you see there is a small hesitation from Elena, and she looks over at Cesare. Authority? I think you misunderstand me, Grimorian. I have no position of authority, no more than Miss Malvere here, or Mrs. Aria, or in fact, any of you. The only difference between you and I are that I am a citizen of this realm. Should you choose to become a citizen of Magna, there would be no difference between you and I. Right, but you live in a palace, not in a regular home. That is true. The people have seen it right that my lodgings be allowed to be here. However, I do not live here, neither does Cesare, for that matter. We live in a small homestead on the outskirts of the city. That is what has been bequeathed upon us by the people. We wanted nothing more than that. I see. I apologize for my assumption, then, Mrs. Carlatino. Not at all. I understand. Authority is a very finicky thing. It can be abused. Cesare and I know that very well.
You had something you wanted to say, or at least speak to me about. Correct, Ithildin?
Very. You make
Well.
it sound like this wasn't the first.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, it's like you said this wasn't the first attack.
No, not at all. As of today, that marks how many, dear?
And he turns to Elena, and Elena pulls out a small pocket notebook and flips through it. That'll be the 7th, this year.
The 7th this year.
And they've all been carried out the same way, through your workforce.
No. Not the same way every time.
Dear? And she flips back to more towards the beginning of the journal. It seems like this journal is a year-long journal. Let's see. It is currently Alteric, so the 3rd month of the year. It began on, and she actually is. I'm actually going through the calendar to make sure of the day. It began on the 15th of Hammer. That is the 15th of the 1st month. Ethel, give me a history check.
Okay. 15.
A 15. You remember that on Hammer 15, the Wardens arrived at the lost city of Omu, only to find out that Vertucci's men had made it there first. The Wardens, alongside Kirith and Watterson of the Sentinels of Adun and Mochi's Knights, fought through the streets of Omu to reach the Temple of Ubtao. There, they engaged Vertucci in combat. And thanks to a divine gift from Bahamut, you defeated the Dragonborn and secured the Eye of Ubtao, killing both Wayland and Vertucci. The first time was on the 15th of Hammer, followed closely by attacks every 2 days until they stopped on the 6th and returned today, Tarshak the 6th. Sorry, Tarshak the Fifth, pardon me. Which is the 4th month.
Ithel's kind of like very visibly like upset, like just like not her usual like composure, but she's like, and like how were these carried out? Like who attacked how?
The attacks ranged in many different ways, from attempting to mind control and brainwash some of our regular militia guards, to infiltrating assassins in an attempt to kill myself, my wife, and the members of the National Congress. There have been attempts at distributing anti-revolutionary propaganda, as well as an attempt to revive the wizard mundane. Most of them were not directly involved with the omectomy. In fact, the final one, today, was the first time they succeeded at turning the spell against us.
One of them out there said the name Wayland. What do you know about him?
Logarius Wayland, former supporter of the Zentarim that held this region in its grasp. The reason my wife was kidnapped. If it wasn't for Wayland, she wouldn't have been kidnapped, and I suppose we can thank him for the revolution itself. He was a supporter of the wizard Mondane, who took up residence in Olbar to the northwest. He supplied weapons, supplies, and men to the Zentarim in an attempt to control the region. It seems that they wanted me to control my power.
Except we killed him the day these attacks started in Magna.
Yes, and Wayland led this campaign against Magna several years ago, in 1489 precisely, 6 years ago. However, if Wayland is dead, and has been dead since the beginning of these attacks, it does not explain the fact that their master is Wayland. Perhaps he must have survived.
She's like, again, like still like visibly not okay, but like now getting almost like hot with like anger. And she's like, no. Kira put her knives through his chest. I saw the life go from that fucker's eyes. What are you not telling me?
Insight check.
Ooh, 13.
13.
This Wayland must have done something very personal to you to warrant such an emotional response, and I am not diminishing it or blaming you. However, I assure you I have nothing to hide. Wayland took my wife from me. To hear that he is dead is at the same time a relief and a conundrum, for it was his name that the Omectomatons speak. It was his presence that I felt in control. If he is alive, something must have escaped you.
She like tries to steady herself. And she kind of like takes a deep breath. On your wife's life, you know nothing about where this man is.
On my wife's life.
You know nothing of his blue dragonborn.
Blue Dragonborn. I know of Virtucci. Asger Virtucci of House Virtucci. A nobleman from the Coalition. A
Another
war
dead
criminal. Ah. So that explains his disappearance. He was working with Wayland.
There's a question mark in
Nod.
that.
She nods.
I see. It does explain the attempted resurrection of Aldenir Octi during the revolutionary time, does it not, my dear?
Yes, it does. Aldenir Octi is one of Bahamut's chosen dragonborns from the First Era. The Wizard Mundane attempted to resurrect him and control him, likely a ploy to bring Tiamat back to the material plane. But they failed, thanks to the efforts of the revolutionaries.
Were Tiamat allowed to return, Faerun itself would have been completely destroyed. It is a pity what has happened to the Dragon Queen.
So, like, they know, like, they confirmed that this was, like, the coalition, right?
They confirmed that Alistar Fry is behind the orders given to Wayland to strike and to do this attack. This is what you saw. This is what you heard through when Cesare was essentially analyzing the magic involved with the Amectomaton Sergeant.
So why would Fry send these? If they would risk tempting you to join the Federation, why attack?
Because we are a threat to both the Coalition and the Federation, ideologically. Do you know why our borders are empty? Why the Federation and Coalition checkpoints are empty on both the eastern and western sides?
No.
Because we do not need guards to prevent our citizens from leaving. The Federation and the Coalition attempted to stop their own citizens from leaving their borders and entering ours, to immigrate and become citizens of our country. We do not need to stop them. And the Federation and the Coalition discovered it is folly to try and stop it. We offer something that neither the Federation nor the Coalition can. Equality. The knowledge that regardless of their work, regardless of their productivity, you will be taken care of. And that is a threat to the status quo. It is a threat to the Federation. It is a threat to the Coalition. They cannot allow us to exist.
Your civilians seem pretty loyal to me.
To us.
Did you say their civilians seem pretty loyal? As in
Yeah.
Coalition and Federation?
Yeah.
Tell me, Ithilden. You were born and raised in Sylvania, were you not?
She nods.
And you were born and raised to believe that the cities of Citadel Felbar and Silvery Moon were ancestral Sylvanian territory, were you not?
She just kind of like cocks her head, like, keep talking.
Chances are, given your age, and I'm guessing something around the 110s, given your age, you might have even seen Silvery Moon occupied and inhabited by nothing but Sylvanian elves. Today, that reality is different. Man, dwarf, orc, kobolds, tabaxis, drow, all manner of other species inhabit those places. As per your teaching and your education and even your faith, perhaps, you believe that these people do not belong in these ancestral lands. But perhaps living with others, meeting other races and species,
And he looks over at Grim very specifically.
Perhaps your beliefs have changed. The people of the Federation see their system as all there is because they are taught to believe that. Their system of values revolves around work and being worthy of their basic needs. Magic allows us to cull those basic needs. The omectomy allows labor to be performed, back-breaking labor to be performed by those who have no soul, and guarantees a standard of living for all. Were that standard of living guaranteed be known by the people of the Federation, none but the most staunch supporters and believers in this religion of work would stay, and thus the Federation would collapse. Do you understand why we pose an existential threat to their way of life? The same goes for the Coalition.
I mean, like, sure.
Then you understand why they would spare no expense to destroy us. The Coalition knows that we are pacifists. We take a stance of neutrality. We will not fight the wars outside of our country while our people still need help. The revolution was a mere 6 years ago, and we still have work to do. We will not risk open war. Not for imperial ambition on either side.
Do you even have the means of protecting your own people? If they march to your borders today, are you defenseless?
Defenseless? No. No. But many of my people would die if they were to march upon our lands. Our spellcasters are few, though they are powerful. I myself am very powerful. However, I cannot stop an army by myself. Once upon a time, maybe, but not anymore. I'm drained. I am old. Older still than you and your so-called empire turned kingdom, Sylvanian. I have seen the birth of this world, and I will see its death. Hopefully, accompanied by my wife and my daughter.
I hope you don't have to enter another war, but you may not have the choice.
Perhaps. But this is why, tomorrow, in the Congress, I will support and vouch for what you desire. To send you as diplomatic envoys. Today, you fought for our people. You put yourselves at risk to defend people you've never met. And you did it with no ask of recompense. My dear, and Elena nods, I am one of the members of the National Congress. You can count on my vote tomorrow. Malvir, and she looks over at you, Malvir. You ought to be their public defender, are you not?
Yes, yes. It should kind of almost seem as if she were in a stupor, as she would kind of shake her head.
Give them the best defense you can. I will do my best to sway the opinion of the council.
I will do my very, and I mean my very best.
I'm sure you will. Now, are there any other questions? And she looks at all of you.
Well, I may have to ask for some recompense. If you learn anything about Wayland, or, God forbid, sorry, for RP purposes, God's forbid. Oh God, I couldn't have that slip up. Christian God doesn't exist here. God's forbid, that damned Vertucci. Please, tell me.
If Wayland resurfaces his ugly head somehow, I will make sure to let you know of it. After all, I will not suffer the man who stole my wife to live.
And as he's saying this, Ethel, there is a red glow to his eyes. This is the first inkling of aggression you've seen from this man. You see his fangs seem to grow slightly in size.
He should male wife.
And you see Elena place her hand very softly onto his shoulder.
Forgive me, Elena. Thinking of the time that you were taken from me brings back a different man.
I know, love. Well, I believe we should retire for the night. Even vampires need to sleep.
Do they?
No, not really. But I do need to rest.
Why have you not slept in the day?
See, that is
Yeah.
that is a misconception.
A misconception. I'm so sorry.
That is a harmful stereotype.
That is very racist.
No, I do not go blah-de-blah-de-blah.
And I suppose,
Blah blah blah.
and I suppose you would expect me to speak like this as well. Ah,
I mean, kinda.
It would be more fun.
racist.
Malvir quietly puts away a piece of garlic pizza. She's like, I'm so sorry. I know.
Single garlic clove on her necklace. Fuck.
And he explains, he actually goes into detail. He says,
You see, when you are first turned, your circadian rhythm inverts, which means that if you don't take measures to change it again, yes, you will sleep during the day and you will be awake throughout the night. But if you work to...
She eagerly leaps at this. Sorry. Do you?
yeah, go for it.
She's gonna go like,
Oh, so I wasn't completely wrong. All right. Okay, keep going.
No, this is actually very, very interesting. I had no idea. Please continue. You see, he's still writing on his journal. Malvir, you also notice that throughout the entire conversation, you can see Grim sort of like stealing looks at you, and then he goes back to like drawing something. He seems to be sketching
She'd
you.
do like a little pose. She would do like a little dramatic pose, like a introspective hand underneath her chin.
Very good, yes.
Oh, could you like spread your wings? Like, I really want to see the
my
wingspan.
God, okay. Oh my God, you can't just ask someone to spread their wings, Grim.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can ask you to move your ears up and down, but I can't ask the fairy to spread her wings off.
Wings are very sacred and kind of it's a bit of a touchy subject, I would say.
Oh, I'm
I would
sorry.
I would suggest never to ask a fairy that. You might end up losing your tongue, or your firstborn child, or all your cattle. It's just tricky business.
Oh, that's very funny. I have no tongue, actually. The spell doesn't actually give me a tongue.
It might.
Although it
rest you
kind
guys.
of
Profound
does.
sadness.
Oh, although it actually does.
My
I need to ask Solbrook about this. How exactly does the disguise self spell change me? Questions for later.
Oh my God.
I mean, you might not have a tongue, but you know, my kin are very, very creative. They've found ways.
All right. Well, that just adds another thing for me to write, and he keeps writing.
I would use that as, instead of a note, more like a word of advice you should apply in real world situations. You know.
All right.
I am desperately shoving all of them out the door. Thank you, Cesare, for your time.
You're welcome. Please have a good night. And if you need anything, my wife and I will be here.
Such a cute couple. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Cesare. I appreciate you. and you make your way to your rooms. It has been an hour 17 minutes. Let's take 5 minutes to go to the bathroom and drink some water. Czar, have you returned?
No, he never will. He's
Okay.
gone forever.
Skibidi toilet.
I love how like he's just still in the chat. I'm hoping that we hear some like stuff we're not supposed to, like Czar praying or
Also,
something.
My mic was muted for half of that. Okay, by the way, like.
Oh no.
Miniature heart. Yeah, we're not gonna discuss that. I just figured it out.
That's okay. It happens. It happens. All right, let's take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back, everyone. I'm going to the bathroom.
Boo.
Probably gonna go get
we are coming back, and we're gonna stop talking about gay
There's a
twinks and
veil?
Christianity
And Italians.
and
Joke's on-
Italians.
well, joke's on you. I'm Catholic, so
For those of you that have the closed caption extension for my Twitch channel, you were able to hear that entire conversation on for my side, like my side of the conversation. You were able to see it written out, which is very funny considering that there was no audio in the stream.
Oh my
and-
god.
Anyway, welcome back, everyone.
hilarious.
During the night, I'm going to do cramped quarters. Ethel and Malvir. Who have you just met? But Malvir, you essentially didn't really have anywhere else to stay, and you had to go over certain legal things with the party. So you decided to stay.
Yeah.
It's late at night. Malvir, you're poring over the documents and pages and whatnot. And you notice that Ethel is wide awake. And Ethel, what are you doing that corresponds to something that happened earlier?
She's just poring over that journal that she got from Apollo.
Okay. Cramped quarters is something that exists in other RPGs, but I've brought it here as a house rule. The way it works is either by chance, by rolling a dice, or by determination, which comes from me. And you can also do it amongst yourselves if you ask for it. That's also a thing that no one's done yet. And I just want to make sure that everyone knows that's possible. Essentially, I ask a character to reveal something to another. It's an earnest conversation, and something is revealed. And it's sort of a Kickstarter for roleplay.
Oh no. You're
What?
telling this to the pathological liar.
But it has to be earnest. That's the thing. Has to be
Oh,
real.
for fuck's sake.
You can't
Okay,
lie.
Well, here we go.
Not on cramped quarters.
Shit.
Other situations, you can girl boss gaslight gatekeep as much as you want. But cramped quarters is a moment of intimacy between two characters. And they
I
get
think I do have something though.
Okay.
So, yeah, go.
Who is this between?
This is between Malvir and Ethel.
Oh,
You've
okay.
just met. It's the first night that you are spending in each other's company. In the room is also Izaria, Kirith, and Grim. Kirith is fast asleep, snoring loud as hell. Izaria and her are sort of like cuddling. They like were bonding over some piece of whittled wood that Izaria was doing, and the two started laughing a lot, and then they just sort of fell asleep on each other. Grim is just sort of sitting there in standby, which is what he does in rest mode. He's fully aware of what's happening around him, but he cannot move. Sort of
He
like,
got invited to girls' night accidentally.
yeah. And he very specifically powers down his eyes so that the women around him feel comfortable. And Malvir, you see that Ethel is by the window, sitting at a desk. In her hands, a small tattered journal.
She, at this, because she's intrusively curious, would float over to Ethel and would clear her throat a little bit and would say, what is that you're holding right there? In the most awkward way possible, by the way.
Is it written in Sylvan or Common? Or
It is. It's
like
written
Elvish?
in Sylvan.
That's the language I also speak.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone fucking speaks Sylvan for some fucking reason, not just Elvish.
It's just you,
I'm a
Grim,
baby.
and Malvir.
I can assure you it was not. Anyway. She kind of like, you know the thing where you like try to like cover it up with your arm when you're sitting next to that kid in class?
Yeah.
She kind of like does that, and she's like, "It's something I picked up from Apollo's."
Oh, right. Sorry, I don't mean to intrude. It seems a bit personal. I should rub our hands together a bit and kind of, then look over her shoulder and we'll look back at her and say, do you mind talking about what it has, or is it too personal?
It's from my family, I guess.
Oh, your family. Well, is
Yes.
it treasured?
I guess. Ithel's not good at conversation.
At this, Malvir would spare another tight smile and say, well, how was your family, actually? Okay, perch yourself up.
Most of them aren't around anymore.
Oh, sorry for bringing that up. Not the best start. It's okay. I can try again. Well, I'm sure it must be very personal to you then, and important. You've already said that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something that would help us out greatly, actually.
Do you mind if I help?
Well, you happen to be friends with Wolfgar?
I don't have friends.
She just kind of like nods with like that like downward smile. You know what do you mean?
She would then kind of cough a little bit and say, I lost a lot of them. My first and only friend was my sister. And she would dreamily look up and kind of clasp her hands together.
Oh, how's she?
Oh, well, she's a bit of a tricky case, I must say. I'm trying to find her. I've been looking all over, but she's troubled, you see. You know, we all are troubled, we all have issues. She's wanted for, of course, murder, theft, grand arson, thievery, regicide, a few other things.
I'm sorry. There's just like, what happened to your sister? Well, she's dead, you see. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's really fucking funny. Just continue.
She just kind of like reach aside.
Well, oh yes, regicide. I can't really speak too much on that. It's a bit tricky to talk about. And she swore me to secrecy, and if I broke that secret, I would get a curse, and I really don't like getting curses, you must admit. Last time I was turned into a frog for 2 weeks. It's very terrible 2 weeks. Did you know that frogs, like, constantly just produce this mucus all the time? It's very uncomfortable.
It's also a good neurotoxin.
Yes, it's pretty awful. And other animals like to eat frogs, so, I almost died a couple of times, but, just sibling banter and trickery, Classic things. Smile again, but there would be, like, no mirth or whimsy to that. It would be very empty.
One time she shapeshifted into a snake, and then, it's me, and then she stabbed me.
And then he stabbed me again.
That's
well, if your
really
sister happened
good.
to be a part of the death of the last Sylvan King, she has my thanks.
I thought she would just simply not even react at all, as she would seem to be very nervous too.
I will pull my little bitty buddy out of my pocket.
Okay. Malvir, you see Ethel pulls out of her pocket a small little salamander. It's spotted black and red. And it seems very, very angry.
Is the room big enough?
Yes.
Lovely little pet. Oh, can I please touch him?
Oh, you can try. And she like holds him up on her palm.
I feel like he might bite me now that you've said that. I feel a little bit hesitant, I must admit. Is he
Oh,
a
no,
biter?
no, go on.
Okay.
No, you go on, go on.
You should reach your hand over to pet him.
You see, in a very, like, way too sentient for what this animal is, you see it, like, put its arm up and sort of, like, wave your hand off of him. Sort of like, stop. Just like, ugh. Like, just waving it really fast.
She'd withdraw her hand and say, I feel a bit rude doing this. I must say, there's some moral sense that's keeping me from petting him. He looks rather intelligent, uncomfortably so, I must admit. Is what is he?
She kind of like sighs and stands up with her in his hands, or him in her hands. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
And kind of walks to where the room might be a little bit more open. And she says, "Well, if you're gonna stay, if you're gonna be my legal counsel, you need to know what my bargaining chip per se might have been."
What is your bargaining chip?
And I like place him on the floor, and with like the tips of her fingers picks off like the little speck that like of dirt that like might have been what the hat was.
Yeah, it's still the hat.
Yeah. Okay.
As you take off the hat of shapeshifting, it changes size to be sized for your head. Malvir, you watch as this salamander suddenly becomes this large, red dragon-looking dragon.
Malvir would scream and immediately flee onto the other side of the room and press herself against the wall.
No, shush. She's like trying to like get her like shush.
She's like panting and having like a visible anxiety attack.
Shut up!
It's dragon with you? A dragon?
Yes, and it's very nice. And she's like chasing after her, like shh.
Please don't make me get near it. Please. Oh goodness.
It's okay. You don't have to go near him.
Oh, it should cover her face and see if I should be shaking uncontrollably.
Ethel, in your mind, you just hear,
"Ah, God, it's good to be back. Who's the broad?"
I know. I'm sorry. This is a new friend. Don't eat.
Wasn't planning on eating her. That's why I'm asking who she is. He's clearly, like, with the little dysfunctional family we've got going on here now.
Legal counsel.
Legal counsel. Who'd you kill this time?
Don't I wish? No, it's more stupid than that. And she like goes over to like just basically kind of chill with him. It's been a couple days since he's been normal.
oh, we got a new follower. Mandible Calavera, thank you very much for your follow. Welcome in.
Hey.
Good name.
That's really cool. Infernal Drake. It's a drake worm. A red drake worm. But it's probably the model from League of Legends that you're recognizing.
In League of Legends.
Yeah, this is from League of Legends.
Oh my
so
fucking god.
that looks familiar.
I thought it was like Monster Hunter or something.
Oh, I wish there were animated models from Monster Hunter, because then I could have like the one that I really like.
In League of Legends Dragon.
Yeah, but the one that you get from Monster Hunter is the Safi Jiva. That's the specific one that I use for Thalion.
Right, yeah.
Malvir, you see as give me a nature check, Malvir.
Oh no.
Would you say Malvir knows anything about dragons, like from experience?
I would say that she does not like them.
Okay.
So maybe.
It's like the healthy dose of like fear knowledge that people would have from over Googling things.
Yeah.
Oh, hypochondriacs. Fun.
Don't out me, Yak! God!
I roll.
That's a 16. Okay. So, with a 16, Malvir, you know that there is a stigma against chromatic dragons. That because of many, I'm not going to say a few bad apples, I'm going to say many bad apples of dragons that have allowed themselves to be overcome with greed and overcome with a lust for power. There's a stereotype where chromatic dragons are considered evil.
She is a believer in the stereotype.
However, you note that unlike some of the other dragons you've met, there are a couple of things off about this dragon. First off, the fins on its face are different. There's these spikes that are not present in true dragons at all. In fact, they're only present in drakes, their smaller cousins. You also note that despite having this characteristic of a drake, it is still a true dragon in that it has 6 limbs, 4 podos, which are legs and arms, and 2 wings. And it has the coloration of a red chromatic dragon. This is like a weird mix that you've never seen before. And it also seems to be very much not interested in hurting you or anyone else in this room.
Alright. Do you mind if I roll a d20 for her anxiety attack?
Give me a wisdom save. Give me a wisdom save.
I feel like that's a wisdom save right there.
A wisdom save? Okay, okay. Let's see.
Wait, hold on. Are her panic attacks more physical or more mental? Like the symptoms?
Both.
Both? Then give me
Yeah.
give me a wisdom and a constitution check. Both checks.
Very much a constitution check.
Listen, she's asking for handicaps, and I respect it. I'm going to do it the proper way.
Fair enough.
Does she pass those?
So a 13 wisdom and a 17 constitution. I'm gonna say you pass them with a DC 10. That's fine. You're okay.
She's barely holding it together. As she was trying not to make direct eye contact with this dragon, and is going, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just a bit much to drop on someone, you know? It's a bit late, you know? I just got ready for the night. There's a dragon in the room. There is a dragon in the room.
I forgot to mention that there's a dragon in the room.
There's a dragon there. Wait, there's a what? I immediately start gaslighting her.
What are you talking about?
No, hey, that's my job, pal.
What are you talking about?
She's like I know, but I thought it was important to know, okay? And again, she's kind of like has her hands out like between the two, like it's okay, you know.
I appreciate your honesty in sharing this with me. It's a very intimate detail. However, I wish you just told me instead of showing me him. Nothing against you or your friend.
As she'd stress this word, as her hand would tremble, they would say,
Yes, a bit hot in here. I would love to go for a walk.
or leave the room. As she'd be kind of scooching across the wall.
Does she speak Draconic, Ethel?
She kind of like looks over to see if she understood that.
No, she does not. She speaks primordial, though.
Okay. Yeah, no.
She's like, no, she does not. No, you
Can I frighten her a little bit? As a joke.
You do realize I just said that she is my legal counsel for tomorrow, correct?
Oh, come on, legal schmeagle.
I mean, I can't control what he does. Like,
are you saying this in character?
No.
Okay, oh gosh, she would be out of there.
Thalion will opt not to do it. He'll respect you a little bit.
Immediately starts fucking up Grim.
Oh, he approaches Grim, who's fast asleep. Malvir, you see this?
Again.
He just stares at Grim, who's like on standby mode. He turns over to you, Ethel.
Oh, I could do it. I could just bite his head off. Real easy. What to? You not even see it coming. Ah, who am I kidding? We like him.
You can lick him, get your mineral content for the day.
You lick him. I'm not licking a metal man.
What'd you say, Malvir?
She'll be right by the door. She's trying to open the door.
Yeah, he's like, please.
Yeah.
It's the scene from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Booga booga.
In a split second, you hear the door open, and then you hear it slam, and you hear footsteps as she's running down the hall.
Well, I think that went well.
Better than last time.
Sorry.
Better than last time.
Just say, wow, my fucking immersion.
My immersion. Okay. The night goes on and passes without much, very uneventful night. Czar, have you returned?
Nobody
No.
has not.
Okay.
No.
Luck,
He's
if you
gone
look
forever.
if you look in D&D general, you'll see Emily and I at Ren Fair. Some of the highlights.
Hot.
Oh, so pretty!
the audio
God,
cutting
isn't
out.
that pretty?
Oh
I
shit, I
love-
didn't realize I was
You're
muted.
so
Fuck.
pretty. You're so pretty. I love your. I love the ears. I love the fit. Amazing. Immaculate.
I thank you.
So on the first two, she's dressed as more of a hobbit, and on the last two, she's dressed more as Ithilden specifically. She's a
I
ranger.
will literally never forget. There was a little girl dressed in like
Oh
the
my
cutest
God.
little red Cersei Lannister dress that had like the little lions on it.
So cute.
And she came up to me and I felt like a little poking on my back and I thought I was like bumping my quiver on something. And like I went to like readjust it and there was a little girl there and she's like, I just wanted to say, I think your outfit's really cool and I think you're pretty.
Literally
She like
just
runs
like
back
that.
to her mom.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I literally started crying. I'm not
She
kidding.
did, dude. It was the most adorable thing on the planet.
I will literally never forget that little girl. Oh my god.
Cause like we were heading to we were getting dressed earlier that day, and Emily's looking at herself in the mirror and she's like, I don't like this. This is not good. And I'm like, you look fantastic.
Yeah,
What the
that's
fuck are you
silly.
talking about? And then as soon as that little girl says that and Emily starts crying, I was like, what did I tell you?
What did I say?
What did I say?
What did I say about yourself?
What did I say?
God, I wish I had self-esteem.
Graham,
What's
Graham.
self-esteem?
We don't have self-esteem either. Joke's on you.
True.
Okay.
All right, so now back to me, the most important character of this campaign.
The main
Yeah,
character.
obviously.
Obviously.
The based main character.
The main character, yeah.
The based manipulator. The Chad manipulator.
We'll finally have some RP between me and this character. It'd be cool.
It's gonna be very
cool.
fun. Well, you're about to meet him.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Have
As
you already?
as you guys awake and make your way down to the front of Apollo's imports, he gives us a slight nod to all of you as you leave. And Dale, he blinks slowly, looking at you. He's a cat.
Is that like as a cat?
Yeah.
Would I know as
You've seen a cat before. At least your character has. You know what that
Yes.
means.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm not familiar with cats.
Well, blinking is a sign of affection.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aw.
What's a cat?
What's the cat doing?
The cat doing?
And as you guys stand outside, you're approached by an automaton. It stands in front of you, and
Oh no.
you hear through its voice the following. I just want to make sure that I have the right voice for it. Hold on.
You are to make your way to the National Congress at once.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Do you require directions to the National Congress?
No, thank you. We know where it is.
Do you require further assistance?
Nope, no further assistance required. Thank you.
Have a good day.
And you see him turn and return to his guarding position.
Damn, yeah, you don't have to be automaton racist.
I am never getting used to that.
It's an automaton of fun, baby.
Delete yourself.
Let me give you a countdown.
Tell me, does a machine like you feel fear?
Fear.
Okay, but that's cold as shit.
Yeah. Thank you, Vegeta.
What's that from?
DBZ.
Oh.
DBZ.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
the actual DBZ had it. He actually says that in the original.
I think it was hard as fuck.
I don't remember that actually.
He
That's
does.
Does a machine
then-
like you feel fear?
As an aside, having time to read through the journal, did I find anything of note about what I'm looking for?
Remind me what it is that you're looking for.
A saddle.
Can I
But
get
then
back
again,
to you on
it
that?
was quite literally my mom's book, so there's probably a lot of shit in there that I would want to know.
Mem-
Oh, you
So
think it's
write it up,
you
DM
think
boy.
you think it's your mom's book?
Didn't you? You literally told me last session that it was.
Think of her first and last name, please. What are the initials?
Okay, what did you say the initials were?
S.A.
Sexual assault?
I'm
Did I actually
clipping.
not say those words on Twitch?
I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that.
You're not supposed to, but
Yeah.
I used to go on a wall of fame, like Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame, Star Wall.
Wall of
Wall
shame.
of shame, thank you very much.
Yeah.
anyway, here's.
Uh, the-
Here's Wonderwall.
Oh, okay.
It played on a
I was
lute.
convinced you had told me it was my mom's. Okay.
No, it was the initials were S.A. Your mom's
Because it
initials
was-
are S.S.
Correct, but you said something specifically that it was about wyverns.
Yes.
Okay, so it was wyverns, and was there anything in it about draconic saddles or draconic weapons?
I'll have to get back to you on it. I didn't think you were gonna
Okay,
read
thanks,
it in
babe.
depth this early.
Okay.
I do find it hilarious that the one thing that you guys go deep on is always the one thing I haven't world built yet.
I
Period.
know it happens every single goddamn time with my.
But
games.
that's fine. That's fine.
Fuck me.
I'll tell you
There's
something.
A 42-page.
I will tell you something that is in there.
Okay.
There are entries about an event known as the Battle at the End of Time.
Okay.
The owner of the book was not present for it, but they know someone who was.
Okay. Okay.
In fact, they know two people that were.
Yeah, I can work with that.
All right. Dale, as you
Yes.
make your way towards the Congress alongside Solbrook and Rex, you're met
Who's still
by
passed out?
Saltbrook is just being wicked at Bernie's right now.
Oh my god, I'm using Mage Hand for that. I'm totally
This is
using
the
Mage Hand
second
for that.
time we do this to him, by the way.
Holding him by like the back of the collar.
Yeah. Just put some sunglasses on him.
Ethel, you see Izaria. She runs slightly ahead and she says, "All right, boss. I can't accompany you in there. I'm not one of the electors. So, this will be goodbye for now."
I give her a hug.
She hugs you back, and it's a very tight hug. She really misses you.
It's good to see you again.
It's very good to see you too. Well, after you're back from the front, make sure to stop by. I'll make some tea for us. Aye? And you take care of them, Malvir. Swear to God, I'll throw you out a tower if you don't.
Please don't do that. It's very painful, and I'll do my best.
You
The
can
best I
fly.
can.
You can fly. It's a joke.
We both look at her. Can't you fly?
No, can't you fly?
I mean, flying is a bit complicated.
Thalion would be back in my pocket just
Yes.
for
Okay. Making sure.
semantics.
You give him
Thank
the hat of shape shifting once again.
The cone of shame, yes.
Oh my god. I like to imagine it
Dragon cone. of
as like this.
Oh, I
it's-
fully imagine it as like the bowler hat from Meet the Robinsons.
I imagine it like this. Hold on. It's just this with a little belt buckle on top of
Okay,
a
that
little.
makes so much more sense. I'm not okay. Has anyone else here watched the movie Meet the Robinsons?
Yes,
Disney?
I have.
Yes, you know,
Okay.
I get you. I see your vision.
He looks like
From the
this.
moment that this hat was brought into this game, I could only envision bowler hat guy. And every time I put on this hat, it's like the fedora bowler hat from that game or that movie
Excellent.
game.
This is how I see it. Do you see the vision?
My God, it's so cute.
Wait. Aw.
I'm gonna crochet it.
It just looks like a newt wearing a hat.
Yes.
Yes.
That's literally what it is.
Oh,
It's a
that's
newt
so
wearing a little pilgrim hat or a pointy wizard hat.
Wizard hat.
Uh,
My wizard web.
all right. You all meet each other on the way to the Congress. Hello. How'd you gents sleep?
True politics.
Like a baby.
I don't know how that works. I was never a baby.
Let's just get this over with.
I don't believe I've met you before.
All right. This is Malvia. She's a fairy and a lawyer.
I'm a fairy lawyer.
In front of you, you see a lizard folk man, a human man without an eye, carrying a banner with a golden eagle on it, and a person.
Just a person.
A very nondescript person that you can't really figure out, a guy or a girl, very androgynous, very non-binary.
At this, she would boldly walk towards this androgynous person and would hold out her hand and would say, "Hello, ma'am. It is a pleasure to meet you."
Yeah, pleasure. Just
Damn, and she's homophobic.
yeah.
No.
Androphobic.
No.
Oh yeah.
Androphobic?
Oh wait, no, I did shape change when I was meeting Apollo, so. Or shapeshift. So it's a little bit different from last time. Anyway, moving on.
Might I be so kind to have your full name, please?
Not important.
Not important. That's a little rude, don't you think?
No, you may not.
Look, I wasn't born yesterday. Okay, I know about fairies and names.
No, actually,
It's a little bit racist. I
she's
must
not.
admit.
She told me earlier that's not what she does. That's a sister. She doesn't steal names.
Oh, so you're related. Okay, good. You're related to people who steal names.
I don't know
Got it.
how to steal names myself. It's actually not. It doesn't. You know, you would think it comes inherently. It really doesn't. It's like a learned skill, like swimming or running or regicide, which I also don't really know anything about.
Dale just immediately goes like regicide.
What?
Nice.
Long story. She'd wiggle her fingers and say, "Maybe a handshake then."
Sure.
So-
Roll initiative.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
it's
I'm
okay.
joking. I'm
You're
100%
roll initiative.
Can you imagine that?
Well, mine is a +10, so I'm gonna shake that hand.
I want to shake your hand. Let me shake your hand.
You got soft hands, brother. You got soft hands.
I'm a little bit out of the loop right now. Who is this? Or she's gonna be our legal representative.
Right, for the National Congress.
This is my first time.
Yes, we're very, very confident that she will do a great job.
And
You'd
not
begin
that I've
to
disclosed my deepest secret to you or anything, so.
She
Oh,
would look
everybody
so
knows
nervous.
about that at Pilsen.
Everybody
So
knows.
nervous.
What, that
Yeah.
Ethan... Wait, hold on. Hold on. I have such a stupid joke. What, that Ethel has a dragon?
It echoes off the walls.
You hear birds just go, caw! They start flying away from it.
Fly up in the trees.
It's not that impressive.
That she has a dragon! Dragon!
It may
A
not be
dragon!
impressive,
Dragon!
but it
Dragon!
sure is important.
Hold on, let me say that a little bit louder. No, yeah, no. So as soon as as soon as like Kira says that this is her first time, it's just like I'm just speaking through my teeth, and it's like wonderful.
I know, it really is lovely indeed. I'm so excited.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm very excited to see it. I've never been in a legal proceeding before.
Me neither. I've never even seen one before.
Oh, first time. That's amazing.
I'm just gonna look over at Thilden, and it's just like we're doomed.
We're so cooked.
We share a look.
Your Honor, we would like to throw ourselves at the mercy of the court.
I'd like to throw her into the sun.
I'll throw her into the sun. She would look around and say, might I ask, what is at stake if we don't win this legal proceeding? And she'd poke her fingertips together.
Short Coast-wide war, right?
Potentially the slaughter of another 30,000 civilians.
Probably millions of deaths.
That's the best case scenario.
Sopruk, how many people died that you know of in Eberron? It's easier to count how many didn't die.
I'd like to roll for another panic attack.
I'm sorry, that was really funny.
You don't have to roll for it. If you want to have it, you can have it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, she would be having a panic attack, and she'd begin trembling uncontrollably.
But we could stop it.
Slaughter of 30,000 people if we lose.
Oh God.
Someone hasn't been reading the Favor and Deliver.
Do they
She
have
begins shaking more.
Somebody
have the
doesn't
delivery
listen to Ben
here?
Shapiro.
Hey Ben, are women and men the same? No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, hypothetically, let's say if we didn't get to the front of the line and
Hypothetically, let's say that if I couldn't manage to get my wife wet.
oh my god, bring it up.
The vagina doesn't get wet. It doesn't get wet. That's not how it works.
Oh my god.
My wife's a doctor. She knows what she's talking about.
My dad says you sound like Cartman, not Ben Shapiro.
I'm not owned. I'm not. Don't put it in the newspaper that I got owned. Shut up.
Who you guys?
Anyway.
But yes. Oh, sorry, I was going to say, Malvir is, she looks like she's losing her grasp on reality. She's no longer hovering. She's sitting on the ground, and she's put her papers beside her, and she's huddled into a ball. And rocking herself back and forth.
Just whispering over to Grim is like, when the tough gets going, or when the going gets tough, she definitely gets going.
All right. Here, hold on.
Ithel she'll pull some like myrrh grass out of her back pocket, be like, "Here, chew on this, you'll feel better."
At this, she would immediately be drawn. Her attention span, as short as it is, the grass. Listen, she would grab it and shove it into her mouth immediately, and would begin stress
Don't
eating.
swallow.
She would have a very nervous look on her face. She would say,
And theoretically, what if I did swallow immediately?
Oh.
Don't think about it.
Constipation, but other than that, you'll be fine.
Oh, that's unpleasant.
Unless fairies can digest grass, then you're better luck.
Well, I mean, I've eaten plenty of grass. I'm pretty sure I can digest grass. I mean, I've eaten
You've
leaves.
eaten plenty of grass. You know what? Never mind.
I've
She's
eaten
like
rocks
walks
as
to the
well,
door.
like rocks and sand and dirt. You know, all
Oh
the
my
normal
god.
things.
You've eaten rocks?
I don't chew on the rocks. You'd break your teeth.
Oh, I was gonna ask how they taste.
Earthy depends on the type of rock.
That is.
With different rocks taste differently?
Sort of. So, like, if I ate a bunch of river stems, they would have more of a nice, fresh taste to them. Like an upper little taste of, I would say, saltiness, and a lower taste of, It's I don't have the correct word for it. It's in a different language, but it's definitely pleasant. A regular rock is just, like, definitely just earthy, you know,
I see.
sedimentary.
And are you still panicking?
No, I feel much better now. I am still consumed by dread at the coming procession, but I will do my best, and if I do not win this, I'm so sorry in advance.
Grim looks over at you, Ethel, and he says, and he like covers his mouth so Malvir can't see it. It doesn't really work, but you see him go, "Rock talk works every time." Super calming.
You've heard of TikTok. Now get ready for
TikTok, rock talk.
She would be putting something in her pocket, and she'd see her kind of almost obsessively fiddling with something in her pocket. Repeated pocket twice, ignore that.
What you got there?
Nothing.
Alright.
Doesn't look like nothing.
It's a personal thing. It's nothing of importance, I promise you. It's, like, actually nothing.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'm convinced.
She'd smile.
So, shall we go to court?
Yes.
I cannot believe I'm actually saying this, but let's go to court.
I'll see you in court. I thought it was funny.
Dun 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 dun.
She would as I walked in, she would lean in towards, how do you say her name? Ethel?
Ethel, yeah.
Yeah. She'd lean into Ethel and say, do you think it's bad that I skim-read most of these papers?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
As you approach...
Man, it's a good thing that I manipulated some of the Congress people.
As you approach the Congress of Magna, you see a lot of people going in, all of which seem to have a certain badge on their lapels. You see people from many different walks of life. You, one second. You see peasants, farmers, you see blacksmiths, you see accountants, bankers.
Oh, I love peasants.
You see people of many different walks of life together. There doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason behind the fact that they are allowed to be here at this court. And as you make your way inside,
Why is there a shrine of Stendar?
I love that you recognize that. Makes me so happy.
Shut up.
You see that there are Almec troopers here and there. And they seem to be keeping guard on the premises. The murmurs of the crowd fill an echo through these halls, and you see what in our game is not a shrine of Stendar.
Damn it.
But in fact a type of it's essentially a fountain. It looks exactly as this, but the liquid is real liquid and it's not like made of metal.
It is not a shrine to Stendar.
Yeah, it's actually flowing out of this horn.
Don't get a 15% stamina buff.
God, I love that you know that. God damn.
Rod, real quick, I'm gonna PM you something secret.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Let me take a look.
That's gonna be my ace in hole.
Okay. Okay.
Look at what you said that. Okay.
All right. Locke, I'm going to DM you something.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, no, trust me. Don't worry. I got you. See here. There. And then there.
Oh, no.
Don't say, oh no, they're gonna think it's bad. This is just something you can refer to. You don't need to know all of this.
Okay.
The
point is that this is all you get to refer to.
Also,
as your
a
character.
good thing is to ask is like, would my character know about X or Y?
Yes, exactly. anything
I
that
do
you
quite a bit when I started.
Yeah. Anything you believe that your character would know about, you can ask about it, and we will essentially negotiate it as we go. There.
Oh, there's more. Oh no. Oh, that's long. That's.
Some of
Okay.
this doesn't even matter. Some of this matters.
Oh my.
That's for you to figure out.
It's literally a trial by fire. Although there's no fire,
This is
so
so
I
mean.
guess...
She just
Wait, are we
got here.
setting? Does that mean we have to set ourselves on fire?
Yes, go for it
Yeah.
now.
I mean, I have fire immunity.
I do have fireball, so yeah,
Oh no, that's. Ooh. Right. Right. Okay. I think I'm
Time
ready.
to play Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright trial music.
That's the only reason he's doing this, by the way.
Oh,
He wants to
God,
recreate.
come on.
Yes.
Right.
All right. It's playing on my end on stream, so don't worry.
Okay.
You don't have to listen to it. I'm not gonna force you. It's good music.
You were the cringe ass nay baby of legend.
Objection!
Wow.
Okay.
Whoops.
As you walk in, you see ahead of you several, actually not several, there are 7 counselors. Each one of them representing a different area of the Regnum of Magna. We see Brunhilde Evermain. She's a dwarf alchemist from the northern reaches of Magna. You see Arthur Ford, a tiefling gunslinger from the eastern reaches of the Regnum. We see Urvan Lemorovich. He's a Loxodon monk from the western reaches of the realm. You see Apollo, the cat.
Yay!
You also see Arrow Flint, a kobold fighter
So I rizzed up 2 out of the 7.
from the northeastern reaches. You then see Isaria Salokonir
3 of the 7.
from the southwestern reaches, and Elena Escarlatino from the central province.
Oh god, this is gonna be like the Galactic Council from Mass Effect, isn't it?
No, that was the Peace Summit. That was the Peace Summit.
Oh, okay, I see.
The Peace Summit was the Galactic Council plus the Peace Summit from Skyrim put together.
I was gonna say, the Skyrim Summit.
Yeah.
Almost verbatim.
Shut up.
The Skyrim.
I will not actually.
Don't sell me
I
out.
mean, we've completely co-opted the term Dova for this campaign.
That is true. That is true. Dova as a way to determine
As like the genus of dragons.
yeah, the genus dragon is Dova. And no one can tell me any different. Mandible says they got Brocon in 4K. I swear to God, man. Don't you dare.
Do that
Alright.
with every one of your rules of fiction.
Shut up.
In the nicest way possible.
Shut up. Stop. Stop it.
Anyway, back
Stop.
to the Shrine of Sigmar.
You see Apollo look over to Arrow. This kobold dressed in essentially a general's armor. And he nods. Arrow steps down from his seat and walks over to the middle.
Countrymen, civilians, citizens of Magna. It is my honor to be here today as your speaker for the National Congress. The 7 councillors have been reunited. As for you, delegates of the micro-regions of the Regnum of Magna, today we are here to listen to the plea of the Wyndburgh Wardens, who shall speak for your cause, Wardens.
Is it gonna be me?
Shouldn't our legal representative do that?
They're asking for a speaker, specifically.
Oh, speaker.
So is it the legal representative?
A legal
given the fact
representative is separate.
That, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, your legal counsel, so you'd be giving us advice on what to say. Well, considering the fact that nobody really knows that I was part of the Wyndburgh Wardens, we probably should have somebody that's a little bit, or that has more brand recognition.
Brand recognition.
I'm sorry, the brand recognition took me out.
So either Grim or Ithilden, probably.
Well,
You going for it, Ethel?
if I have to, but may I remind the council of his charisma modifier?
I can assist.
Grim does have 13 charisma, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit better to my 8.
I will tell you, this does not hinge solely on charisma.
Okay.
Depending on how you
This is
approach this, it
clearly-
will not hinge at all on charisma.
Yeah, this is clearly the battlefield of ideas being.
It's giving me perfect time to read. Oh, so good.
Exactly.
So she's actually preparing our legal counsel while we bicker about this grade.
She's like reading the pages frantically for her first time.
Highlighting now.
Just like skimming.
You know that little Asian kid who's like crying while he does the breakdancing? That's her right now, and you just hear the pages going like
Comically large highlighter, and you hear like a little as like
Yeah.
Malvir sentences.
you look at the page, the entire thing is neon yellow.
Like the entire thing. There's not one gap.
What are you doing? It's all important. Ethel, will you be the speaker?
Yes, I could do that.
Okay.
Who shall speak for the Wyndburgh Wardens?
She steps up because she's a Chad and she has more balls than I do.
Well, go on. Say something.
Give me a second. My dad's in the room and now I can't RP to my full 9.
Can't do it when your dad's watching.
I'll do
like
it, my
pee.
dad. Okay.
Whoa!
He'll
Hold
bully
on.
it.
That's so
What?
Wait a minute.
I said I'll RP with my dad's here. Jeez Louise.
Anyways, the main point, him being he'll bully me for it later.
Oh, he's a
because I'm
loser.
Chad.
He's a loser. You should play D&D with us.
You're a Chad. My dad would like to clarify he's not actually a Chad.
Damn right
He's
he's not.
based like that.
He's making fun of you for having fun. That's not based.
No. We all goof and gaff. He played Dungeons and Dragons one time. He was our map drawer. So she steps forward and she's like, oh god, what do I say to these people?
Well, they ask who shall speak for the Wyndburgh Wardens.
I mean, she just steps forward. She doesn't like say anything in reply to that.
Oh no.
Minimal
Alright.
words. A woman of few words. Unlike myself.
A wood elf with a stench of Sylvania to her. You have your work cut out for you, Malvia. Let us hear what she has to say. Approach
Well,
the
that's
lectern
not
when you're
racist.
ready.
At this immediately, Malvir is going to say, "Objection! Objection!
What are you objecting to?
I'm objecting to this racial profiling." She would she would flip her paper a little bit.
You're going to get cancelled.
Oh my god.
Hold on, give me a second.
This is very unwoke of you.
Counselor Salokania, do you concur?
No, actually, I do not. She does have the stench of Sylvania about her.
But that's really interesting because none shall be discriminated against based on race, gender, religion, or any of the arbitrary characteristics. Very, very interesting. As she would tap her chin.
Yes, and she's able to perform her duties just as any other race would.
Yes.
Commenting
the
that she-
donation-
Commenting that she has the stench of Sylvania, as my Sylvanian co-counselor agrees, is clearly not an infraction of the
I
Constitution
have
of
black
Magna.
friends.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Approach the lectern when you are ready.
The Stendar Shrine.
There's a lectern right here.
Oh, fuck. It also has a little Stendar fountain on it.
Tiny one. Hold on. It's just a tiny shrine of Stendar right on it.
It's just on the corner. Like, instead of like a water cup, it's just that.
Man.
You can lap out of it like a dog. Being a dickhead, she kind of goes, esteemed council. Kind of, as a dickhead would.
Right.
You've likely heard why we are here. We humbly ask for envoy passage to the front lines.
Envoy passage, she requests. And what are your intentions in the front line?
And he's asking your name, essentially. You haven't said it out loud.
She, gives them her full name.
Ethilden Wyndburgh.
It is I, Ethilden Wyndburgh.
It is I, Ethilden Dungeon Dragon.
Shit, it's Ethilden Dungeon Dragon.
It's her.
Whoa! It's Dale Girlboss.
Damn Skippy.
It's the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Inshallah. I am him.
I
am Pope of the Muslims.
I am
Prophet
that I am.
Muhammad. I name.
No, it's not the Prophet Muhammad because there cannot be physical depictions of him.
That's why I didn't say Prophet Muhammad. I said Prophet Bahamut.
Prophet Bahamut, peace be upon him.
Peace be upon him. Yeah, you know what?
That is actually pretty funny.
Inshallah, peace be upon him.
Ginger snap cookie.
Mashallah.
Sorry.
So,
Here's the cookie.
Ethilden Amakir of the Wyndburgh Wardens.
Oh my god.
What do you intend to do at the front lines with a diplomatic pass?
As secluded as your nation might be, I assume you've heard of the recent slaughter of nearly 30,000 civilians. We'd like to get down to the bottom of who exactly perpetuated this, and hopefully prevent the slaughter of another 30,000.
It is true that the Faerun Deliverer has been reporting on the matter. However, we are not sure it can be trusted. The newspaper has been showing clear signs of bias in favor of the Federation. Yes, favor, true. However, how can we be so sure that your investigation will bear fruit that is positive?
I'm unsure of what you would mean by positive. It depends
As it,
on,
doesn't create more war, I imagine.
well as anything, we can't, I guess, ensure that. If we find out one side or the other is behind this, surely there'll be ramifications, because I will not keep such a thing secret from this realm or the other.
Ah, and so the hand of the
He's bullying me already.
And so the hand of the diplomatically immature shows itself. I swear, these youngins these days don't really understand that you need a soft hand to deal with diplomatic matters. Were you to find out that the Federation is behind this as a false flag operation, if you were to speak your mind and let others know about this, you do understand what that would bring to Magna, correct? You do understand what that would mean between the Coalition and the Federation. You would not be averting war. You would be assuring it.
The deal I conversed with your Baron about involved us not being associated with the flag of Magna as soon as we reach the front. You would not be involved.
Saying that we wouldn't be involved directly is one thing. However, if you were to reveal, let us say, that the Federation is involved, and that this is indeed a false flag, were the Federation to do that, the Coalition would have Cass's belly in order to attack the Federation.
which would mean that the coalition would also attack Magna itself. Do you
Well, I think
understand
we're a
what I
little late
mean?
for that. Did you hear me?
Say it again.
I said, well, I think we're a little late for that.
She speaks the truth. Magna is under attack by the Coalition and the Federation.
And what would you have us do? There is not much that we can do without courting open war. The scars of our civil war still run too deep. Our armies are nowhere near full power.
Oh, Rod, quick question.
What's
how
up?
far away is Ithilden and the Fey lawyer?
2 feet.
Malvir?
Yeah.
You guys are close.
So I can actually do telepathy on them and then just give them a little bit of guiding advice.
Sure.
My quips can actually be within gameplay.
So everyone's ahead of my mom.
Hello, Mom. Hi, Mama.
She says hi.
Mem.
Mama. That's how I refer to her.
Yeah, so I can actually link up with them and speak to them telepathically. Ballin'.
What were you gonna say, Ethel?
Jarl ballin'.
What were you gonna say, Ethel?
Nothing. I said say hi to my mom.
Okay.
Our armies are nowhere near prepared for open war. We cannot involve ourselves.
I fear either side. Whoops, sorry. Locke, go.
I was gonna say, can Valvir speak?
Yeah, go for it.
As she would step forward, thumping the pages in one of her hands, and she would say, "And what of the repercussions if you let this go? Wouldn't it be worse? To deny this? A war could break out anyways."
Okay. Hold up.
Wait, are you doing like the sound effects from Ace Attorney?
No, I just changed the music to Pursuit.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
I need the.
Alright, we're on to something, folks.
Yeah, keep an eye on the stream. As you say this, Malvir,
Well, the fairy does have a point. If the war is going to break out anyway,
to say that we didn't do our due diligence to try and prevent it would be folly as to our stated.
It
Our
would just be folly. It would be completely irresponsible, as Magna should promote peace, cooperation, mutual respect among nations, of course, in our case of Russian actions or imperialism, and I guess by default of doing nothing, you would just be opening up your doors to aggression and war. You would be dooming your people.
This bitch.
All right.
I'm snapping if you can't hear me.
I just dropped my shit.
the fairy speaks
Sleep with the
true.
queen.
To ignore what is happening in our borders would be to ignore the fate of our people itself. Now, do not be so hasty as to court open war, Flint. Is it
Gandalf Elven.
Is it courting open war, Irvin, or is it simply defending our borders? To defend our borders would be to assure that whether this was a false flag operation or not, the blame does not fall on either the Coalition or the Federation, thus invalidating the casus belli for both sides.
To defend your borders would be to not continue to bank on the gratuity of the Federation.
Elaborate.
You will leave it completely open, unposted, on the sheer, basis of their word, their promise, their political fear of getting involved. But that could shift at any moment.
Though, to be fair, the reason our borders are open is because we have no fear of any of our civilians leaving. We have no need for passports or immigration. Their citizens come in. We do protect our borders using the Almectomatons. However, we have no need for immigration officers. I do believe you're slightly misinformed, my friend.
Misinformed how? Like...
Our borders are not under attack. We are currently isolated from where the conflict is taking place. The Federation does not invade our borders because they know what happens if they do.
No, but you have had 7 coalition attacks within your very borders already.
You hear the murmuring of the people behind you.
The Omectons. Focus on the Omecton attacks.
While it is true that the Coalition have attacked us before, antagonizing the Federation would simply open us up to a war on 2 fronts, should a war begin. Explain to me, Elfkind, how would that be salubrious?
I'm sorry, I thought I heard she said the word French, and then I got sidetracked. What did she say? My brain just kind of shut off because I thought I heard the word French.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Oh,
She
God.
says...
This exists in this world? No.
She says, while it is true that we are being attacked from the eastern side by the Coalition, we have yet to be attacked by the Federation. By opening up and antagonizing the Federation, we'd be opening ourselves up to a possibility of a war on 2 fronts. How would that be salubrious to the health of Magna and its citizens?
I believe you're misinterpreting our mission here. We asked for no aggression. We asked to fly under the banner of your humanitarian aid to offer humanitarian aid ourselves.
And yet, the entire time you've been talking about an investigation to bring to light exactly what happened in the front lines. I must agree with my co-counselor Urvan right here that were a truth exist that would put into question either one of the 2 main sides of this conflict, that truth should never come to light.
So, you would just rather us do nothing then, and just ensure a war. You don't really. So, and rather than there being an option for a war to be started, you would like it to be absolute that a war gets started. I'm starting to question.
Absolutely not. You're mistaking our intentions.
Am I really mistaking it?
Yes. Stopping a war can only be achieved by placating both sides. If the Federation is not placated over the deaths of 30,000 civilians by the Coalition, the Federation will attack. If the Coalition was not truly behind this terror, the Coalition will attack for injuring their honor and making the world believe that they kill civilians freely.
So
Do
you're
you-
banking on it. She would kind of cut in and say, so you are banking on the belief that they will do absolutely nothing if you do nothing. If you placate them, of course they'll bend to your demands. Can you put the lives of your civilians on this belief? Can you swear upon your life?
And
this
what
will happen?
is the alternative, Malvia?
As
We
a simple
placate the
investigation.
Federation and support. What happens when we find out that the Federation was behind it? What happens when we find out that the Coalition was behind it?
We can discuss from there. We won't simply just release the information willy-nilly. We can talk from there. But it is good to at least have that information, rather than just sit in ignorance.
You really think that even if we were to send diplomatic envoys, the Federation would simply allow us to investigate it however we please? If they are behind it, they will keep a very close eye on it. And were we to discover it, they would declare war without a second thought. Their reputation is the most important thing they have. You are very naive indeed if you believe the Federation would simply allow for their propaganda machine to be subverted by an upstart country such as ours.
Poor guy, should look over to what's your character's name now? Sorry. Okay,
Ethel.
sorry. Ethel. Should look over to
Yeah.
Ethel. See if she had anything to say. A little bit desperately.
See, like, I'm teetering on staying in character and being smart.
Okay, you can be smart, and we figure out a way to make that in character.
Malvir would kind of like show her some of the papers a little bit.
The highlighted pages.
Yeah.
She's eating the
yeah.
highlighter, like sucking on it.
Well, we also could talk about the Omecton attacks that already have happened.
They like just keep dancing around that.
Yeah, so pressure them.
I think that Malvir would step forward and say, "So you dub me naive and the rest of my cohorts. Why do you keep dancing around?" What's the name of the attacks?
Almectomaton, or just Almec Trooper.
Why do all of you keep dancing around the Omecton attacks? I'm a little bit curious of that, I must admit.
What is there to dance around? Our defenses are open. It seems that one on the side of the coalition knows of a way to utilize our warriors against us.
So that's not important to you then?
It is important to us.
Then why haven't you done anything about it? Why hasn't there been a great effort to do anything?
What would you have us do?
Fuck.
With the scallop?
Well,
Jeez, I sure wish there was a voice in my head that could help me out right now.
Well, no,
Reaching
so,
out with the brain
Rod,
Yep.
correct me if I was wrong. So the last Almectomaton sergeant, before they expired, had a vision of who again?
Alistar Fry, the leader of the coalition, and Logarius Wayland, who is a previous enemy of the Wyndburgh Wardens.
I'm going to relay that to both those.
What are you supposed to say with that?
Well, it's they're from the coalition, right? So that directly links an attack from them. They're just simply using Magna's own soldiers against themselves.
Okay, so what was it? So can you like lay out a quick sentence of what to say? Sorry, like scattering.
So it was the coalition, right, Rod?
Yep.
Yeah. So the coalition has been making attacks already. It's just using the Almectomatons as a proxy.
You would take out a little scrap piece of paper from her pocket. It would relay this, openly to the court.
Yes, we are aware. What would you have us do? The Amactomatons are a new spell, something created by Baron Cesare Scarlatino in order to allow our country to progress as it has.
DM, I'm requesting outer knowledge. Have they done anything about this? Because this is my first.
From what you know of the country, the thing is, it's a fairly new spell. It's a fairly new thing that they've been doing. They've been doing it for 6 years now. Most spells have been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Fireball is like 2,000 years old. The reason it's so easy to use and people can't really just undo it for no reason is because it's so old and so tried and tested. Malvir, that because the Omectomy, which is the spell, is so new and unique in the way it does things, it's a very powerful spell. But it's also young. It's a spell that is still malleable. It will change with time.
Shit.
That is a gigantic gape and security flaw there.
So should I bring that up? But they asked, what should we do about it?
I also kind of have a point. I feel like I could make again.
Please, save me, please, save us.
Save me, White Woman, save me.
I can essentially play operator with your thoughts if you want to, privately tell the other person.
Wait, fuck! I just had like a cold ass line in my fucking head. Now it's gone because I looked at my cell phone.
I'm sorry.
Give me a second, God. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Queen.
Fart.
Well, start making your
I
case.
have a
Start making your
another.
case.
Okay, well, it's just like, if the council is so wary of investigating the possibility of a mole, perhaps it's the possibility that the council themselves are protecting the mole.
Ooh. Scandalous.
Ooh, I don't think
What could you possibly have to lose to send innocent envoys to a neutral area?
You see Flint turn over to Elena.
These are the people you were vouching for, Baronisa. Really? They're making a fool out of you, a fool out of the council.
And how would we be making a fool out of ourselves in the council? Why don't you, if it's so simple, if it's such a silly thing to say or to even imply, then you would have no problem disproving this with proper evidence and an argument, instead of just calling us foolish.
It simply would be extremely easy to explain if I didn't require crayons to explain it. I swear to the gods. Let's say that we allow you all to become envoys and go to the front line, yes? And once you're at the front lines, you will investigate the massacre under close eye and observation by the Federation. You will uncover certain truths and find out what truly happened. What if that is not what the Federation wants? Will you fight them and risk Magna entering open war with the Federation? Will you acquiesce to their demands to maintain this in the shadows? Will you acquiesce? What if you find out the Coalition truly is behind this? With them right there, do you truly believe you will be able to stay their hand? This entire situation is much more delicate than any of you children can understand.
Are you playing telephone with our thoughts right now, Yikton?
I can, if you want.
Can you please?
Sure. What do you want me to relay?
I think that Malvier would relay, in case of anything, she would just kind of whisper within his mind and say, and you know, if we don't do so well during this, we can do trial by combat. It is in the law.
I just sort of like ping the message over to Grim. just poking at him is like, hey, do you want to try doing trial by combat?
Not yet.
Wait. You just hear Grim. You just hear Grim's thoughts go.
Oh.
That goes around in his little metal head.
It absolutely does. It's such a small thought that it's just ricocheting out of every wall in his brain.
Ithel's patience is teetering and waning. So
let's hold on that thought for a moment. Okay, never mind. Never mind about my ace in the hole. That ace in the hole is way better.
Well, now I'm curious. What was your ace in the hole?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
So, hold on, pointing out...
I guess, like, in response... Oh, sorry.
So, the state shall prioritize well-being of the vulnerable population. No, that doesn't matter.
And that is including the, ignoring the perpetrator of the Almectomaton attacks.
But then they're gonna just ask, well, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do?
What do you want us to do about it?
Your job! Okay, that'll be when I come back. Okay.
Your job!
That's my defense, Your Honor.
At that,
do your job.
Malvier would step forward and would read, kind of take a little inhale, and would say that Magna has promised to basically prioritize the well-being of the vulnerable, the disadvantaged, the population itself. And by ignoring these attacks, you're doing the complete opposite. She'd be stuttering over herself in frustration. And you may ask me, what do you want us to do? Of course, as you already said, I would suggest I am no council member. I'm only a person. as she would turn behind her and say, like all of you, like all citizens are. And I'm concerned. What we want you to do, as you turn back around, is discuss amongst yourselves and do what your job is. Something. Anything. Your people need you. Push is coming to shove.
Period.
Put an inspiration on your page.
I was gonna say that was better than what Ethel would have done, because she's at the end of her wick here. Still might be.
You see Flint take a moment.
Now, I may disagree with you. You speak true, Malvia.
And he makes his way back to his chair.
She's her first day as a lawyer.
And she's killing it. Girl boss.
Roll for panic attack.
Oh my god.
I'm joking.
Yeah, just immediately faints right after that.
He has to roll Constitution like each turn.
Flowery language and idealism, though they may not amount for much in a war, should amount for enough based on our ideals. It is dangerous to send them out there. No handkerchief, no nothing. But if we do nothing, then that's exactly that. We do nothing. What kind of counselors would we be? What kind of Congress would we be? What kind of nation would we be if we did nothing?
Damn, I had another speech planned.
Somebody, objection! That fucking elephant. That fucking elephant. I swear to God.
Poopy boy.
I swear this elephant.
You're all stinky.
Oh, boomer.
I can't believe it! That you people are truly considering this. This very person called Malvir. Malvir's her name.
No.
Idiot little fairy. You don't like her.
Stupid baby little fairy bitch. I swear to God.
Whoa!
No,
Never
he.
meet the sun.
If the elephant starts talking to Donald Trump, can I get initiative to just shoot him?
No, I'll do it.
Anti-revolutionary talk, bang.
Not very comrade of you.
Hope I don't have to talk. Another ginger snap cookie.
Anyway, go ahead, Ron.
Let me think. Hold on. One second.
Shit's fire.
Although I do agree with your positioning, it does not change the fact that there will be consequences regardless of what ends up happening. We cannot simply wade into this and wait to make a decision posthumously once war has already broken out. We must have a plan, we must make a decision, and we must have a proposal from the would-be envoys that covers these possibilities.
I agree.
You call her naive, yet you ask for battle plans for a battle that hasn't even begun.
This is not a battle plan. This is not an arena for soldiers. This is diplomacy. You are a soldier.
Yet what are the consequences of doing nothing? All I see is a nation of cowards. Cowards who have isolated themselves from the world and think themselves better. What of the rest of the world? What of those innocents?
The rest of the world are free to join us whenever they so please. You are a soldier speaking of a battle plan that you understand nothing of. Then tell me, great Ethildin, how would you solve it? Explain if you are so grand. Talk to me upon diplomacy if you are so smart. Surely, a tactician of your level would understand exactly what needs to be done. Your thinking is done by men of action. And your action is done by men of thinking. Sylvania is a country of fools, fallen upon hard times, a dead empire, and failing minds.
Objection! She would immediately stamp her foot. You cannot use that type of language here. You should not say anything of that. You are going against your own rules again. How about you read up for once? Magna shall celebrate to promote the rich cultural heritage and diversity of his people and others, and respect other nations as well. This language is very inflammatory and, if I may suggest, violence inciting, if she could take offense to that. You should not speak of somebody else's nation like that.
Not to mention, spoken like a true tyrant. Join us or face the consequences. That's the beliefs of this nation.
Oh, please. Elena, I expected more. Much more. From those vouched by you.
Please, all you've done is absolutely denigrate us. You've ignored our ideals. You've argued at every single step of the way, while the rest of your council even agrees with us. You may have conceded and said, "Oh, I agree," and yet you still try to beat down your hoof to make it worth the fight.
How many of you would send these blind envoys to represent our country, given what they have given us?
How many of you would like to guarantee a war without doing anything? To have the slaughter of your people be on your hands, your palms be stained red crimson for the rest of your days? Go ahead. Would you rather do nothing?
Action without thought will guarantee a war that we cannot stop.
It's already guaranteed. It's already guaranteed if we don't do anything.
Then stop and think about it. If the Federation has their time, say, like you gave this example, to accept or what am I trying to say here? Sorry. If the Federation has time to spin their own narrative, what then? If the Coalition has time to spin their narrative, what then? You send independent investigators to get the alleged true side of this story. You have our dissent that we report back to you and you alone. Not any other third party, you.
You cannot stop them from observing your investigation. They will never allow it.
Every single thing you say makes you want... Do you just want to do nothing then? We can leave right now.
I want a proper plan! Nothing what you've done so far is a proper plan. You are using the name of our nation to do what? An investigation? Observed by the very people that would spin the narrative in their favor? You are blind to your own weakness of planning.
She's stamping her little foot like a rabbit, and she said, "Then how about you help us? How about you help us with the plan, instead of just sitting here and decrying us? Obviously we are naive and young, but you know what you do? You criticize us. We don't have the experience that you do. We simply want to help, and you do nothing to even help discuss such a plan later on."
This entire time, we have been asking you for a plan, for an explanation as to what you would do. How would you prevent the Federation from spinning their own narrative from what you find? How would you prevent the truth from causing an international problem?
And yet... have... and she'd stamp her foot and say, "We don't have a fully fledged plan. However, we are not going to march in without one. We are going to, of course, take the time to plan. You think we're fools? We're just going to run in there with no plan.
Yes, we think you are fools. This entire time, you've done nothing to explain your position or your plan.
And she'd crunch the bridge of her nose and would start stamping again and would say, "Oh, you constantly interrupt us and not even let us this council. We are going to form a fully fledged and tight plan before we do anything. This is just so we have the ability to even make this plan and carry it through."
Well, clearly, you did not form the plan before presenting nothing to us.
Yeah, we just said that.
That's what we... Wow, you're very perceptive. That is what we just said. We want your help with this plan. We are coming to the council begging for help for this, so we can make this plan and work together rather than be enemies. You want to fight us at every angle, and yet we're asking, please help us the plan for this. If it bothers you so dearly, we need help ourselves. We need that wisdom, that insight that you have in your many years. But yet you just decide to keep decrying us.
And yet, whatever wisdom we have offered you has been called that of a nation of cowards.
She would side-eye, the elf. She'd be like, she'd take a sharp inhale and say, "I apologize for my friend's wording. She's very emotional about this. But that does not invalidate her feelings."
Her feelings might just be exactly what get us all killed. We need
will
people that are sharp and under control to execute a diplomatic mission. Not soldiers.
So you would judge our entire mission based on one person as opposed your council
Based
proposal-
on your representative.
She did said that and kind of pinched the bridge of her nose, I should say. Alright.
I'll blow up a Walmart.
Alright, yeah. Do it.
She would softly inhale and just kind of put her hands down and say, let's calm down for a moment and speak logically about this. High stressing environment. Listen. All we ask is to have the ability to make a plan to carry this through. That is all we are asking for if you gave us a chance. We will run this plan by you. We will ask for insight and wisdom, and you can have a direct hand in making this plan. You're all very intelligent and wise. I think that's a very fair thing to ask. And she would then turn to the crowd. You want to turn back?
In the same way that it would be very fair of us to ask that you have your plan finished before you leave here today.
It would be extremely presumptuous to say that we would come in here ready for the plan. It is a very tumultuous time. It is a very hard situation to work around. You don't even have all the answers for what's going on. You expect us to. That's why we're asking to work together. So we can have both of our intelligences work together and finally form something tangible. As obviously nothing has been on either side.
If you expect to gain our favor and allow for you to be a diplomatic envoy, you will finish your plan here today, before you leave.
We can do that then.
I was gonna ask for like a short recess because I'm tired.
Short recess so I can come call them stinky and poop brains.
It has been 3 hours.
This is true.
Are we wrapping up here?
We can if we're tired.
I was getting ready. I was spitting.
I mean, yeah, let me just go grab my dinner foods.
Well, we could call it here for a recess in game, and that gives you guys a week to prepare a case.
Yeah, I don't know what you're asking for, sir, Bob.
To prepare a plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I hope
That
I did well.
I love every second of what you guys have been doing.
Is it possible that I can slither out in the back during recess and start doing some backroom dealings?
Sure.
Yes.
If you'd like to
Alright.
try.
No, there's
That's
just
what,
sit
that's
down
what
and
rogues
head
do,
hands.
baby.
That reminds me, Locke, I'm going to invite you to the super secret room where we call the DM
Yes.
Stinky.
Yes.
You missed all of my character stuff, Sai.
Dude, she was so good, man.
I love her so much already. Fuck.
Thank
Is this
you.
your card?
Locke, please create your character on Hero Forge so I have it.
Alrighty.
And then sometime this week, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna figure out her whole backstory and probably her like future character arc.
Yes.
All right, everyone, thank you very much for coming. I will see you all next time. Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, this has been session 47. Good night, everyone, and I'll see you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
My soul.
Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye, Markiplier.
That hurts so bad.